Welcome folks, or welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna do a whip and chat of My Pink Monster by JaCaRou. Now I know some of you I just posted a picture of my progress a few hours back, last night, this morning, I can't remember which. My days and nights kind of meld together, but I was waiting until after I had uploaded all the other videos that I had done recently before I do a whip and chat of this one. And as you can see, I'm on the last row. So I'm gonna swap cords for this so I can use this light. Goodness. It's a USB and not a USB, the dash C. So it's a little tricky to plug in at times. Alrighty then. Let's see here. How much am I going to work on? I'm going to work on this much. Yes, indeedy. So yes, I have been working on this for a couple of days now. Let me see here. So I started on this one on the 22nd, on Friday, right after I kitted it up. And I know I uploaded the video yesterday of the kit up, because I'm trying to only upload one video a day, within a 24-hour period, I guess you could say. But I did it within a 24-hour period. I recorded 4 videos, and I wanted to have those all uploaded before doing a new whip and chat. But before I get started on this, I am trying to do the birthday horoscope thing each time. So today is November 25th, right? Yes, no, yes, yes. Monday, November 25th. So, quiet and unassuming, you are very capable and possess good executive ability. You think logically, have good judgment, always keep your emotions under control, and are rarely enthusiastic. You love music, art, and travel, and are quite adaptable. Your home is all important to you. So if your birthday is today, November 25th, that is your horoscope. So there will be times when I will show the book, and then there will be times when I won't show the book, and that's because I have names in the book. So all right, so let's get started. Where should I begin? Okay, so I did, yes, as I said, on Friday, no wait, let me think here. Thursday, I bought all of this stuff on Thursday, and I recorded within Thursday and Friday, I recorded 4 videos. There was the video where I showed off all I did the unboxing of the diamond paintings that I had bought, amongst other things, and then there was the kit up of the 2 that I had bought at the dollar store, and then there was the one of the kit up of my Aquarius by JaCaRou, and then there was the kit up of this one, and then I uploaded them in that order. So now I have been I've been working on this, but still taking breaks. Like, I could have had this done like last night. Most likely I could have had this done by last night. But of course I had other things. There were other things to do. I did a big clean of my place yesterday, and why am I just sitting here and not actually doing anything? So I'm actually going to start, I'm just going to start from the bottom here and work my way up. But you can see, I tried to find, this is a lot of pink, and it's got ABs, and what I didn't show in my kit up of this canvas was the washi that I used, that I have on here. I don't know what color it looks like. It looks kind of peachy. It looks, but it is pink. It is pink. It's like, it's a solid pink, because the edge, there is a little bit of glue along the edge. It's like 1.5 millimeters that it sticks out from the canvas, the design, the picture. So there is, oh my goodness, so I have had an issue with the drills. I don't know if I can show you. Yeah, it won't work. Nope, it won't work. Lighting and focus and angles and all of that. But unfortunately, the drills from JaCaRou are not good. They are not good. Some of them are totally fine. Some of the colors I have no issues with at all. And then there are other colors where it's just so full of trash. So full of trash. So, and it's just, they're odd shaped. Like, yeah. A large portion of them are odd shaped. And I saw a couple and then they just disappeared. Anyways, so I am using my purple pen. With the angled single placer. And I'm also using these tweezers, Adson pickups, for doing the ABs. And they work great. They're a blunt tip, but they're also, they've got, I don't know, you could almost call them teeth, but like a mini version of this on the insides. And it helps, they actually grip the drills really, really good. And of course I'm using my Clout alien putty. I've actually had to replace it because I'm just using the one pen, the one tip. I've had to replace it like 4 times. Like, yeah. So, okay, so yes, Friday, I had borrowed my dad's truck for the night, Thursday night, and Friday I went over bright and early in the morning, and my bonus mom was quite surprised that I was awake so early in the morning. Yeah, she was like, she asked my dad if I had, the reason why I was up so early in the morning was because I made a mess in my bed. Because I'm not normally awake in the morning, especially that early in the morning. But lately, I have been watching a YouTuber do live streams at, well, it's 3:30 in the morning my time, 6:30 in the morning his time, down in the States. And he does a live stream, and I have actually been watching him for a few months now, periodically, because he is hilarious. He is hilarious. And I've mentioned his channel a couple of times. But yeah, he does his own version of the news in the mornings, weekday mornings. And what I mean by that is, it's still the news, and he reads certain news articles from news media outlets online. And he also shares clips of other stuff, and he makes music, but he makes AI generated songs, and he's just overall hilarious person. He oh, that's all the ends. So anyways, yeah, so I've been watching his channel. And so I was up early enough, shortly after he filmed, he's live streams for like 3 hours. So right after that, I had a shower, got dressed, loaded up my dirty laundry, threw it in the truck, drove over to my parents' place. On the way, I saw my bonus mom walking the dog, her dog. She takes him for a walk every morning, like clockwork, at 8 o'clock in the morning. And it's always a 1-hour walk. So yeah, they leave about 8 a.m. and they get back home about 9 a.m. So I got there, and my dad was on his computer. So I threw my laundry on, and then I sat I sat next to his desk and pulled out my knitting, because I'm working. I have a curtain that I keep in my little backpack that I use as a purse, that I'm using right now as a purse. I alternate between purses once in a while, but the majority of the time I just take my phone with me. But anyways, so yeah, when I go places and I'm gonna be there for a while, yeah, I take this little backpack, and I have a knitting project of a curtain that I'm working on. And so I sat there and I was knitting away, and we were chatting. I can't remember what all we were chatting about, but we were chatting about this and that, and yeah, then my bonus mom got home from their walk, and the dog Chevy was so excited to see me. Yeah. And yeah, he's got a new ball that he loves to show off, and he's such a good dog. He's a black lab. So yeah, when my bonus mom got home, they had breakfast. I had already eaten breakfast before going there, so I didn't join them for breakfast. Instead, I went and I sat down in the living room and continued with knitting and doing stuff on my phone, and then after a little while, my dad's like, well, they had to take off. They had to go somewhere, both of them, and so they left the dog home with me, and they took off. They're like, yeah, we'll be gone for a couple hours, because they had to go. They had to go to another town. And it's like, okay, well, see you guys when you get back. And while they were gone, I continued with my knitting, and I'd periodically, like, watch videos on my phone, or no, I think I was reading a book. That's right, I was reading a book on my phone. That book that I've talked about a few times. My Vampire System. I was trying to remember the last word. Excuse me. So yeah, I was reading that while I was knitting. And then checking on the laundry. And then after a little while, I took the dog out. Well, I checked on my laundry. I took the first load, threw it in the dryer, threw a second load into the wash, and then I asked Chevy if he wanted to go outside, and he's like all excited. He's like, yeah. So I figured I'd take him outside and throw the ball around for him a bit. And so I went and I got him his ball and took him outside. I handed him his ball, he took it in his mouth, we went outside. And he walked around the house, around the back of the house, to the gate on the other side, because they have him trained to go to the bathroom in one spot of the yard. But like, that's how he would on the side of the house. So he walked over there. I opened up the gate. He went. He dropped his ball, and then he walked a couple of feet, took a pee, and then walked away back to the gate and left his ball over there. So I walked over, grabbed the ball, and I held it up like I was gonna throw it, and he just booked it, just started running. It's like I hadn't even thrown it. So yeah, so he didn't know where I was gonna throw it. So I just stood there for a moment and waited for him. So he stopped and he looked back at me, and then I threw it in a different direction. But I'm not that good at throwing anymore. Not like I used to. I used to be pretty good at throwing. I was in softball when I was in elementary school. A little bit. But I can't throw a ball like I used to. So yeah, I threw the ball, and then I could hear the duck. They have a duck and a chicken. They used to have 2 ducks and a chicken, but they lost one to I think it was a coyote. They lost it to a predator. And I could hear this duck, and so I walked around the back deck, but I couldn't see it. And then it's like, well, then it must be under the deck. It's all closed off underneath the deck except for underneath the stairs. So I look, and sure enough, there's the duck and the chicken. And so after I spotted them and I said hi to the birds, I know I talked to the birds too. Well, I did name the chicken Chicky Bird, but I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that calls it that. I know I'm the only one that calls it that. But yeah, so I stood up and I saw the ball about 10 feet from me. No dog. Where's the dog? And I'm like looking around for Chevy, and then I see him. In periodic spots, in random spots here and there in the yard, my parents have planted like a little tree. And with fall, the leaves are all gone from the trees, so they're like sticks. Well, he was hiding behind one of these sticks. Big black dog behind a skinny little stick. I'm not kidding. The stick is like probably like this big around. Not even that. he's hiding behind it. So I go and I throw the ball. He runs off. He catches it and comes up to me, and then I start following him to the front of the yard. While he has the ball in his mouth, and we played a little bit. Basically, like, he would slowly run past me, like a couple of feet past me, and I would pretend to attack him, and I'd give him scratches on his butt. And then he'd turn around and he'd do it again, and I'd give him more scratches on his butt. He's not that old. He's not that old of a dog. They've only had him for like 2-3 years. But they spoil him a lot. He does get he gets a lot of exercise. Like, he goes for his walk for an hour every morning. Every afternoon they throw the ball for him outside for like an hour, sometimes 2 hours. But he loves going for car rides. He loves going for a ride either in the car or in the truck. But he's big. He's overweight a bit. And that one time I can't remember, he was getting out of the back of the truck, and it is a little bit of a distance, height-wise. I struggle getting in and out of the truck. I'm not very tall. I'm only 5 feet. My dad, he also struggles to get in and out of the truck. He's about the same height as me. I'm pretty sure he's like an inch or two shorter than me now. Okay, I'm gonna do 4 because there's only 2 of the number 4 here. But yeah, he's saying that my dad is saying that he's thinking that he should look into getting a footstool to help get in and out of the truck. Like, he's got steps, collapsible steps that he got, well, my bonus mom got to help the dog get in and out of the truck. And he uses them to get into the truck. And like my dad told me once, well, yeah, you need to use them to help him get out of the truck as well, because we don't want him like jumping out of the truck and getting hurt again. But yeah, he just does it anyways. He needs the steps in order to get into the truck because of his weight and his bad knees. Yeah, he was pretty much done with playing outside. So we went back inside and waited for the parents to get home. And then my dad gave me a dozen eggs, and he gave me a spare propane tank full of propane. So now I've got 3 propane tanks. So I don't have to worry about running out of propane mid-month. Not that I'm worried about running out of propane mid-month, because even with just 2 tanks, I'm not going to run out mid-month, especially now that I've solved the problem with the heat. Yeah, I checked my bank account, and I still have enough money for groceries and to fill the 1 tank and top up the other tank, which I'll be doing this Thursday. Yesterday my dad came over. I did a whole bunch of cleaning yesterday. I got the floor swept and vacuumed, litter box cleaned. I've got a runner that I need a new runner. Definitely need a new runner. This one was secondhand from my parents, and it's gone through washer and dryer several times, and the rubber padding on the underside to prevent it from slipping and whatnot, it's almost all gone because of going through the washer and dryer so many times. Yeah, my bonus mom likes to keep a clean house. I am not like that. I put all my clean laundry is in my bedroom. I actually pulled out the vacuum cleaner and vacuumed part of what I could of the carpeting. The runner, I stood outside the door and I beat that thing against the wall outside to get as much of the sawdust out as I could. I did buy real cat litter. I got a bag of the world's best cat litter. But I'm waiting until the bucket of sawdust that I have is empty. And then I'm going to clean the bucket and of sawdust and then fill it with the cat litter, which I will be doing later today because the bucket is now empty. When I cleaned the litter box earlier, it was I took the last of the sawdust out of the bucket. If I run out of cat litter, I don't have to worry because there is still sawdust out in my little storage area outside. Still have it it's for emergencies, just in case. Let's see what else. Oh, I got a notification from Temu. I've got I should be receiving 3 packages in the mail that I'm going to have to most likely pick up from because they're being shipped by Purelator. I'm most likely going to have to go to the town next door, pick them up from the store from the town next door when I'm there this Thursday with my dad. I did two separate orders, but the second order that I did, there was one item that ended up getting shipped separately, one single item, and I got a notification that one single item has arrived. Excuse me, because they all get they fly to Canada, so of course. So yeah, they fly to Canada. So the one item has arrived in Canada. I'm still waiting for a notification about the other 2 packages. But I know that at least that package, that single item, should definitely be ready for me to pick up on Thursday. I'm hoping the other 2 packages will too, because I've got 2 cross stitch. I've got a cross stitch kit in each package, and right now the weather app on my phone is saying that it's supposed to snow on Thursday. So the one package has, the first order that I made has a dehumidifier and shovel, and I need that shovel for snow, which means I'm gonna, once the snow starts falling, I'm gonna have to be outside shoveling snow, so I've got a path. Oh my goodness, that is, oh god, that's gonna suck, because not only do I have to do a path from my door to out front, but I also have to shovel a path all the way around the back of my fifth wheel, so that for when I have to drain the tanks, because my van is backed up close enough to my fifth wheel, and then with the walls that my dad and I put up when we framed in the underside of the fifth wheel, the front of the fifth wheel, and turned it into storage, like a storage shed, basically. The van is so close that the only way for me to get to that side to drain the tanks is to go around the back. So yeah, gonna be loads of fun shoveling a path around the back, because and I will be doing it myself. Goodness, which is, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a hard winter for me in that regards, because of my bad back and having to bend over to scoop snow. Basically, I'll work for like 2 minutes, rest for 3 or 4, shovel for another 2 minutes, rest for another 3 or 4, clear like 2 or 3 feet, take a break for a few hours, go back to do more. Yeah, that's pretty much what it's going to be like. All winter. But it also depends on how much snow we end up getting here. And this part of the province can get a fair bit of snow, because we're not that far from my hometown, and when I was growing up in my hometown, we got a lot of snow. A lot. But it was always like later in the season. Yeah, we'd get a huge dump of snow. And when I say later in the season, I mean later in the season. Like, there was one year, Christmas Day, there was still no snow on the ground. We would normally get, like, we'd get a small dump of snow. It would stick around for a couple of days, and then it would go away. That was usually around Halloween in October. Sometimes a little bit later, but on average it was usually around October, Halloween. But this one year in particular, I can't remember. We still, the snow would go away, and then it would come back later, sometime in December. Well, this one year in particular, the snow, Christmas Day was still green. There was still no snow on the ground. Yeah, so we opened up our Christmas presents, and then as soon as we were done opening Christmas presents, my dad went to the golf course. He was actually on the front page of the newspaper as well, because of going to the golf course on Christmas Day and golfing. It was beautiful, clear sky, no snow, not a single snowflake. And then shortly after getting there, my dad was golfing with like 2 or 3 of his friends. And not long after getting there and starting, oh goodness, that one is weird shape. It started to snow. And so they started out with regular white golf balls. About halfway, 3/4 of the way through, they had to switch to fluorescent golf balls in order to be able to see them in the snow, because it started snowing and it did not stop for 2-3 days. Yeah. And yeah, that's what it's like. When I was growing up, there was one year my dad he took a picture of me standing in the driveway with the car, and the snow in the front yard. I was probably like 4'4", 4'5", something like that. And the snow was beside the driveway in front of the house was twice my height. Yeah. So I grew up in a town with lots of snow. I saw there was one year in the local newspaper. They showed pictures, like they did like flashbacks to like this day, like 50 years ago and 100 years ago, stuff like that. And this one time I remember there was a picture in the newspaper from one of these flashback things from like 100 years ago. It was a picture of a guy walking down the sidewalk, middle of winter, and he was walking towards the camera, and on one side of this guy was the store, the store windows. There was the awning above him, and then there was a wall, straight wall of snow. It had, yeah, that, it has not been that bad in a very long time, but especially, and especially because, like, over the last, I don't know, 50, 60 years now, and this picture was from, like, from the newspaper, like, 30 years ago. So, excuse me. So I guess that picture's would be from like 130 years ago now. But, so yeah, I'm used to lots of snow. And the one thing I like about lots of snow is it's actually not that cold. It's because, like, it's like a heat conductor or something like that. Which is why, like, if you were like in the north, like at the North Pole, like up north where it's even colder, like Alaska and Yukon Territory and Northwest Territories up north like that. That's why, like, you can build an igloo and crawl inside, and even though it's built of snow, you can take your coat off and be nice and toasty warm inside. I can't remember the terminology words, you know, but I know what I'm talking about, but can't think of the words. I used to know the words. But anyways, yeah, my dad would actually, one winter, yeah, the snow was so high in the front yard that my dad actually built, like, a tunnel. He dug a tunnel along, beside, they ran the length of the driveway in front of the house, beside the house, beside the driveway, for my brother for him and his friends to play in. Yeah. And yeah, You could actually, in those days, you could, the snow was so deep that you could actually literally jump off the roof of the house into the snow of the yard and not get hurt. Because the snow, you're looking at 6 to 8 feet. Some places it was almost 10 feet. The snow plow would come along and plow the snow into off the road and into big piles in front of the house. And they'd be so big you wouldn't be able to see the house like the house across the street from you. Yeah, you could stand at the we could stand at the living room window. Looks out. Normally you could see the house across the street from the living room window. Well, the snow would be so high that you couldn't see the house across the street because of all the snow. Because of it was a huge pile of snow. Like you could start the winter off shoveling the driveway, not a problem. But later into the season, the snow along the side of the driveway would be so high that you're like throwing it as high as you can and off to the side, and hopefully it doesn't come sliding back down back onto the driveway. All that hard work that you put into a lot of snow. All right, so these are the 310 ABs, which are very sparkly, very shiny. They have blue and green tint to them, even though 310, as we know, is black. Yeah. Yeah, these ABs are definitely making it pop. So, what was I talking about before I went off on a tangent about snow? Okay, so I was talking about, so Friday, laundry, all that stuff. Yeah, so shortly after my parents got home, my dad gave me, my laundry was finished, so my dad gave me a ride home with my dozen eggs and tank of propane. And, not long after that I went to bed. Because I was tired. I was exhausted. I still needed to recover from Thursday, from the day before. So, yeah, I was in bed early that night. And, oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. I got up later that night and worked on this. Because, throughout the night, Thursday night and Friday morning, when I wasn't sleeping, I was recording. I recorded those 4 videos. Oh, goodness. And then, that way I could focus on working on this in between uploading those videos for you guys and everything else that I needed to do. And then Saturday I spent a large portion of that either working on this or sleeping. But I also did, no, that was yesterday. Yesterday I did a big cleaning because my dad said that he was going to be coming over. So I did, oh goodness, I'm starting to yawn, which means I'm not going to be up for too much longer. So he said he had something for me. I was like, oh, okay. And, I could only think of like 4 things that There's, I got to thinking, well, what could it be that he would be bringing me, right? What could he be bringing me? And I'm thinking, well, there's only there's only certain things that I would like be really excited to receive. One would be the keys to my own vehicle, not the van, but like he went to a dealership and got himself a new car, and he's coming back and giving me the keys to his truck for myself. Another one would be my box arrived and he went and picked it up. Oh my goodness, it's out of customs and he came to give it to me. Or he's bringing my man over. So that's what was going through my mind, my head. That's where my mind was going. And well, when he did finally show up, he handed me a, oh goodness, yeah, I'm just gonna start yawning even more and more. I'm sorry. But anyways, he hands me a cloth shopping bag, and inside was 2 Ziploc sandwich bags full of cookies that he said that he had made. And there was a vacuum sealed package that had meat, potatoes, and carrots, and an onion. Not enough onion, but yeah, it was my bonus mom had made it up and vacuum sealed it for me. And it's like, well, this should do her for like 2-3 meals. My dad's like, yeah, so just throw it in the slow cooker on high for like 3 to 4 hours, and there you go. I'm like, okay. So right after he left, that's what I did. I opened it. I pulled out my slow cooker, plugged it in, not realizing as soon as I plugged it in, it turned on, and I set it to 3.5 hours, and then so like very first time ever using the thing, I when they first gave it to me, like I brought it home, I took it out of the box, and I just immediately put it into the cupboard. So when I pulled it out of the cupboard, I washed the inner part, and I washed the lid, and so then I put all of that stuff into the slow cooker, put the lid on, and then periodically would check, would look over at it to see how it was doing. So, and then I just sat back and I worked on this, and worked on once in a while I'd work on some crocheting. Wait, no, I don't think I did work on any crocheting yesterday. I worked on this and was watching. I've been binge watching the original Night Court TV series from like 30 plus years ago, with Marky Post, Richard Mole, John Larroquette, Harry Anderson, Marsha Warfield, and Charles Robinson. And the only reason I remember all their names is because it's in the opening credits in every episode. I am currently on season 7. And I downloaded the complete series when I discovered that they have done a remake with Judge Harold T. Stone's daughter as judge. And they brought John Larroquette back as the sleazy district attorney. Yeah. So I downloaded, I think I've got all of season 1 of that. And it's like, well, I definitely want to watch that, but I want to binge watch the original first, because I haven't seen all of the original, and I want it. So I'm gonna. So I downloaded it back when I was still able to download TV shows and whatnot. So I've been binge watching that and getting rid of it from getting rid of, like, I watch an episode, I watch a few episodes, and then I delete those episodes from my external hard drive to free up space on my external hard drive for these YouTube videos of mine. But oh my goodness, I basically have to watch, and I have to delete like a full season of the show before I have enough room for like one video. Yeah. If I'm lucky. So, there's that. I'm also still like playing games on my phone. The phone that I'm using, that I'm recording with right now. I'm using Mist Play and Just Play. Just Play is I earn points for certain things in games. And then every 3 hours I have the opportunity to cash out. It converts the points to money, and like every 3 hours, and like I can cash out. I can cash it out if I choose, or I can just let it roll over and cash out in the next 3 hours. When I have close to $1, then I cash out. And I cash out. It goes to my Amazon account. Mist Play is similar, but it's more the length of time that you actually spend playing in the games. One of the games is actually Atlas Earth, where you can purchase real world land, and it accumulates it produces I don't know how to phrase it. Phrasing. I hate it. It starts earning you money. And like every 20 minutes you can watch an ad, and it gives you what's called Atlas Bucks. You can get 1 Atlas Buck every 20 minutes from watching an ad. You need a minimum of 100 Atlas Bucks to buy a piece of land. Well, I have bought 1 piece of land at the Walmart in the town next door, and 5 pieces of land here where I live. You can also purchase for 200 Atlas Bucks. You can purchase a passport sticker, and the first 10 passport stickers gives you like I have 1 passport sticker, and it gives me 5% bonus bucks or whatever, or it increases your I can't remember the terminology, but anyways, you can actually cash out when you reach $5 when you've accumulated $5. So yeah, it's gonna be a while, but the more land you own, the more money you earn, the more currency you earn per second, because it is by per second, but it's like 0.00000001 type. Yeah. Anyways, how much time has passed? Almost an hour. So I know I don't have much time left before I run out of space on my phone. So I'm going to do K, the letter K, and then I'm going to get off of here. Because there's a lot of K here. But anyways, so before I sidetracked myself again. So yeah, so supper. It was really good. Unfortunately, like, by the time it was done, it was like super hot. I dished myself on a plate. And then I set the plate aside to give it some time to cool down before I started eating. But then all of a sudden, like, I was exhausted. I needed to get some sleep. So I went to bed and went to sleep. When I woke up last night, a few hours later, I went to eat and my meat had dried out. Yeah, the meat was all dried out. This is the first time I've ever cooked anything in a slow cooker, so it's a new experience for me. So I don't know if I was supposed to add water to it. I don't know. All I did was I just took everything that was in the vacuum sealed bag and dumped it in the pot. The meat was like long. There was one chunk of meat that was like really long and thin, like it was like this. And the other one was like this. So I just left it whole like that. And so I dished out some of the potatoes, carrots, and onion, and I took that one, so the smaller chunk of meat, and that was on my plate, and I tried eating it, but like, yeah, the meat was all dried out by then, so I just ate the vegetables, the potatoes, carrots, and onion, and I tried a few bites of the meat, but it was just so dry, and I'm like, yeah, screw it. I'll just save the meat, I'll cut it up and fry it with something later. And then it's like, well, yeah, I could just take some of it and cut it up into small pieces and fry up some eggs and scramble it in with the eggs. If you've ever tried the Atkins diet, the Atkins diet is you can eat all the meat and eggs you want. Basically, yeah, it was like, that's what I did. I would eat meat and eggs 6 days of the week, and then one day of the week I would eat whatever the hell I wanted. And I lost 20 pounds in a month by doing that. Yeah, in a month I lost 20 pounds, and but it was too hard for me to be able to afford to keep doing that because meat is expensive. So I struggled with being able to keep up with that. But I managed to keep that 20 pounds off for a couple of months. But then I eventually ended up gaining it back. And then a little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. Yeah. But yeah, Atkins diet, like, yeah, it worked. It's the only time I ever actually went on a diet was the Atkins diet. I had the book, but I never really read through the entire book. Like, I just read like a little bit that said, well, yeah, just, I think it was like for a month or something like that, or 3 weeks, just all you can eat is like meat and eggs, basically. But it's like, it gets so boring really fast. Yeah. Because there's only so many ways that you can cook meat and eggs, and because you couldn't really I would basically like take the meat, chop it up into little pieces, fry the eggs, and mix the meat in with the eggs. Yeah, so I think I might do that later with my farm fresh eggs. Yeah. Let's see what else. Yeah, well, that's pretty much it. Can't think of anything else aside from, yeah, I've been the reason that I've been going full bore on this canvas is because I want to finish this, and then when Canada Post is finally done with their strike and they go back to work, and I get that big box from customs when it finally gets here, the first canvas that I'm going to be kitting up, I'm going to be kitting it up in my Elizabeth Ward. And well, that's what this is kitted up in right now. So once this is finished, then I'm going to go back and finish my cute baby monster, which I set aside so I could work on, oh my goodness, so I could work on this. Yes. And yeah, I'll work on that one. And then of course I've got the other, and I'm almost done that one, so that one won't take very long at all. And then I will have the other two, the $2 store canvases, and my other JaCaRou to work on. Plus, I will have those 2 cross stitch kits arriving later this, yeah. Fingers crossed that I'm able to pick up all 3 of my packages this Thursday. In 3 days. 3 days! Yay! Yeah, so I will have to relearn how to cross stitch. It won't be overly difficult because I've been watching Ladybug 24. I've mentioned her in a couple of videos. I've been watching her with her cross stitch. With a couple of her cross stitch projects. And yes, I will be sharing my cross stitch projects with you guys. So yeah, that'll be fun. And yeah, so then I won't have to really worry too much about projects for the winter, especially after that big box gets here. I'll have my shovel, I'll have the dehumidifier, I'll have all those diamond paintings from the big box, I'll have those 2 cross stitch kits. I don't know how long it'll take for me to work through those, because yeah, it's been 40 plus years since the last time I worked on a cross stitch, or around, yeah, about around 40 years ago, when I was yeah, I was probably around 7 or 8 when my mom taught me how to cross stitch. So I'm hoping that it'll be just like when I relearned how to knit, because my mom taught me how to knit when I was really little too, and then when I was 18 I relearned how to knit when I was pregnant with my firstborn. Yeah. And I actually, oh my goodness, at some point I need to get some more yarn for the curtain for the doorway, because I'm running low I need some new colors. Need some more yarn. I have a blanket, an Afghan that I was making. It's black and orange with a granny square pattern. Rectangular granny. And, well, I ran out of orange. Well, I ran out of yarn, both colors, for that project. So I set it aside, and well, I pulled it out, and I'm taking it apart so I can use the black and orange for this curtain, because the curtain is a high priority. So, anyways, I'm going to finish this. I just have 1, 2, 3, 4 colors left. 4 colors left, and one of them, let me see, D6, Y, and percentage. Yeah, percentage is the only AB left for this section. Okay, so I'm gonna get off of here and upload it for you guys. Oh, sorry. Bad habit. Yeah, so I'm gonna go, and I'll see you in the next one.